Yo, what up? It's hot. I'm emotional, crying. I decided to just hit the record button. Why not? My wife shared something with me recently, and it inspired me to want to share something too. She talked about a time in her life when things were dark. And for her, in that time of darkness, the thing that inspired her to draw closer to the Lord Jesus Christ, which is what she wanted but couldn't seem to do. Rurouni Kenshin, of all things, spoke to her in a deep and passionate way. In a way that strikes a person at the utmost core of themselves, to the very center. Maybe not intended by the Creator, but in a way that can be interpreted by a person, depending on their circumstances in life, as something more. I wrote an entire book out of seeing a weed growing in a gutter one time, and then perceived that the break point between these two chunks of concrete was the separation point between the tiles of a titanic dragon who was over 15 miles from snout tip to tail end, and that in the basin of his paws, somewhere between his talon beds and the tips of his toes, would be large enough to house entire rainforests made off of the streams and rivers of his own sweat. Sometimes you just find inspiration in a place that you weren't expecting, but that you will find if you remain vigilant. I am really drunk. I smoked all of my weed. I got no beer left. I'm on one. Just to make that completely clear with you. And I know it's ironic, considering that I smoked the weed, drank a couple beers, that I would be talking about freeing myself from an addiction. But everyone got addictions, man, to all kinds of things. And I think we get it in our minds that if we can't break free of every single addiction all at once, then we're not good enough. Life is a series of steps. It's a tier of progress, and everyone climbs the stairs at a slightly different speed. That's why you shouldn't compare yourself to someone else. You should only compare yourself to your own previous progress. Kenshin was a big deal for me too. I know about the, unfortunate circumstances of the creator. I'm aware of that. But many people were involved with the anime that I watched. Just saying. I already bought the DVDs, and it's not like I'm giving them more money. So, whatever. Pirate Kenshin, by the way. I'm serious, just Pirate Kenshin. Don't pay money for it. But you should still watch it. It's good. For me, though, it was Deku in My Hero Academia. Early on, when he's trying to learn how to control his magnificent powers that his body can't control, can't harness, can't handle the raw, magnificent, godlike force that All Might has given him. And so he has to train. He has to do things that are difficult for him. And about 2 weeks in to my opioid withdrawals, which I stopped taking them, by the way, again, on January 29th, 2019. That was the last time I ever took one. Been a while. And 2 weeks in, I was at one of those points where I was like, man, I got to get some more Vicodin. I got to get some more morphine. Just whatever, right? That was the only thing that mattered. I wasn't thinking about food. I was literally thinking about nothing but getting more opioids into my system. And my wife starts watching My Hero Academia. She's like 3 episodes in, and she's like, hey, I think you should watch this. I think you would like it. And thought it was pretty cool. I remember laying there on the couch with our first adopted cat, Rudy, sitting on my chest, my stomach. I'm watching the 3rd episode. And I try to treat pets like their family, like literally treat them as much like family as I can. They're not just an animal in my house, they're a family member. And as I'm sitting there looking at my cat, I think to myself how one day I'm going to try and rationalize to my children why their dad is an opioid addict. I had a lot of hands behind me, pushing me, encouraging me. But I never felt seen. I know that everyone understands that opioid addiction is a terrible thing, but how many people have experienced it and tried to break free from it? Have you experienced it? Leave a comment. It's not easy. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And every day in those 2 weeks, I was in so much self-torment. Just beating myself up. Or how I was feeling mad at myself for being so addicted to these stupid ass fucking pills. I tried to get clean for 8 years. Long time. Only ever made it 3 days before I relapsed for 8 years. Kept wanting to break away. No matter how hard I strived forward, the chains and the shackles around my neck, my wrists, and my ankles. Could never get any leverage. And nothing was able to help give me that one last spark I needed. Until I saw Deku cleaning up that beach. That insurmountable task. That thing that's so impossible so many people just refuse to do it. That's why there's so much garbage piled up. Because everyone wants to just turn a blind eye to it because it's easier. It's easier to let the filth pile up and just pretend it's not there. But when I saw Deku finally willing to clean up that beach, when he was kneeled over on top of that refrigerator, fists clenched, teary eyes and head turned skyward, I wanted to be that. It wasn't about becoming a hero for me. I just wanted to feel like a human being again. Because of that silly little Japanese cartoon, I actually did find the strength to achieve what I wanted. Don't let the source of your inspiration detract from what it is. If it encourages you, if it motivates you, if it makes you want to be better, you should just embrace it. Thanks for listening to me pour my heart and soul out to you. Appreciate your time. God bless. By the way, it's super hot out here. I am seriously sweating like a pig. You wouldn't believe it. Later.